I had no idea when I started this video whether at the end of it I was going to be saying goodbye to all of you. It's been fun. Well, good morning, everybody. It's me, Mitch. It's Monday morning. This is supposed to be a rant. I'm not much in the mood to rant today. In fact, for my own sake and my own mental health, I need to stop ranting for a while. What do I accomplish with my rants? It makes me feel good, blow off some steam. Why do I need to blow off steam? Because I'm aggravated about things. That's why. Because things upset me and bother me. But what am I actually accomplishing by ranting? I'm preaching to the choir and antagonizing those of you who don't agree with me. It's a no-win situation for me. It goes against, and it's counterproductive. For what I know for a fact is my main goal in life at this point, at my age, my main goal in life is peace, happiness, and contentment and good health. I consciously avoid sources of stress, strife, anxiety, conflict. So what do? I dive in feet first every time I can. I must be a masochist. Honestly think I am. The most important thing to me is being content, de-stressed. That's the most important thing I can do for my sanity and my health, physical and mental. The YouTube life puts me under a lot of pressure because I do have to come up with things to talk about, things that are on topic, as well as some of the off-topic stuff that I do to just fill some time and entertain. There's a million other people doing it at the same time. Nobody really cares. Everybody's, and I don't blame them, got the, well, what have you done for me lately attitude. I know that for a fact. I know that if I disappear for 2 days, I'm long gone and forgotten. I know that if I don't ask for support, I don't get support. I know that if I don't post YouTube links, Amazon links, nothing happens. It's a machine that requires constant energy. It's a wheel that requires constant spinning. It's tiring, and yet it can be very rewarding. In either case, it's still very stressful. So I say to myself, and I do this every day, I reevaluate. It's just something I want to keep doing. And I always answer yes because I enjoy it, and I've made a lot of friends, not 36,000 friends, but a few hundred of you are loyal and friends. I think it's about an average ratio on YouTube. But I also create a lot of anxiety for myself. And that kind of hit home this morning as I'm saying, okay, which comments from morons am I going to talk about today? And I went looking back at these comments that I had been screenshotting all week, and there were hundreds of them, and they were absurd and ridiculous and ignorant and hurtful. And at that point, I made a decision, my friends. Some of you may like this, some of you may not. That decision was, I'll get to that, excuse me, while I light my cigar. Okay. My decision was, I'm done thinking about, chronicling, cataloging, or giving a shit about comments anymore. It's not an easy decision because that was a big part of my act, of my shtick that so many people loved as a curiosity. But I'm not interested anymore. I'm just not interested. Not interested. I've gotten over caring what people think because you can't please everybody. I make one video. I get praise after praise. And intermixed with the praise are the people I can't please. The criticism after criticism. I'm just not interested anymore. It is cutting into my contentment and my happiness in life, which is probably on balance as healthy a thing to be concerned about as the food that you put in your body. So I've made the decision, a decision that some of you will say, good for you, Mitch. Others will say, no, I like to hear you rant. I want to hear you rail against the machine. Well, you're going to need a new champion for that. This one is retiring from that. Now, doesn't mean I'm going to lose my passion for things. I think I kind of made this decision a day or two ago when I decided enough of the ranting. We all know what the problem is. The problem with us and our problems is that we spend all of our time identifying and pointing out the problems, if you know what I mean. We know what the problems are. Every politician on the planet spends his entire campaign telling you what the problem is and that you need to elect them to fix it. Something they have no idea how to do, with very rare exception. Nobody has any idea where to start to actually affect any change in that rabbit hole path to death and destruction that the human race is barreling down out of control, poisoning ourselves, and looking to the drug companies for the solutions. I'm sorry. I've been dieting all my life. This problem has always just gotten worse the more and more society falls apart and the more and more corruption and greed are allowed to reign. I'm convinced we're never going to fix this. We're never going to fix this. That's depressing because we all want to think we can fix it. But from a societal level, there's no fix. The fix itself would destroy our country and our economy. And there'd be no food. We're stuck with this now. We can only hope that maybe Some smart scientist somewhere can come up with a way to actually manufacture food that's close enough to keep us healthy. We got a long way to go. We have to somehow manage to get these food companies to get off the addiction kick for a while. Stop worrying about how much they can sell. Is the answer in lab grown? Who knows? Are any of us going to live long enough to find out the answer to that? No. Our great-grandchildren will, if they're still around. I have to protect myself. You have to protect yourself. Short of becoming preppers, living in a bunker, protecting our dwindling food supply with firearms, fences, and concrete, which is also no way to live happily and stress-free. What can we do? And that perplexes me because I've taken on a responsibility that's not mine. It's not mine. I discovered how to make carnivore work, so I thought I'd go on YouTube. I'd go on YouTube and tell people, this is how carnivore worked for me. And so far, it's worked that same way for a lot of you. And that initial mission, coupled with the fact that I'm a character and a halfway smart guy, has turned me into a quasi-savior of humanity. I got news for you, folks. I'm no savior. There's nothing I can do about humanity without becoming public enemy number one. And I don't want the strife or the stress of that. I hereby relinquish my role. I, honest to God, relinquish my role and self-imposed personal responsibility to deliver or become the next savior of humanity. And I say that in a totally non-religious context, just so you know. It's not my job. Nobody's paying me to do that. Not many people are paying me at all these days. Excuse me while I relight my cigar. So, as far as the comments go, my friends, comment away, do whatever you want, say whatever you want. I'll still read them, but I don't care. And if you're too annoying and too rude, or just too full of yourself and want to just prove me so wrong, I'll just ban you from commenting on my videos. You'll live and I'll live. And seek some professional help for your behavior if necessary. Most of you, thank God, are decent, great people who appreciate the little tips I give you on how to accomplish the things that you came here to learn, the most important things, the little tips and tricks of how to be able to stick to this, how to be able to do it affordably, how to be able to find food, cooking methods and things like that that make it work for me. And I'm not going to stop that. I'm going to concentrate on that stuff again. I'm going to leave societal comment to Jordan Peterson, Joe Rogan, and the rest of the people that think that they can save the world by pointing out problems that are so obvious. Everybody knows them anyway. We're so divided on everything. I can't see us coming together. I can only see something blowing up here, and I hope it waits until after I'm gone before it does. History has always shown that. History has always proven that fact, that it will always end in conflict. Cooler minds never, ever prevail unless we elect the right leaders, something we very rarely ever do. It's sad. And you're not going to get many laughs from this video. I'm sorry. I love staying busy doing these videos and these cooking things, and coming up with new ideas and finding you new gadgets or bargains on things that help you accomplish this and help me earn a little living, which is an important goal because that takes my stress away. I think that my number one goal in life, as yours should be too, I need to make myself happy and content. I need to take pressure off of me wherever I can. I need to continue to and even elevate finding humor in everything, in the absurd. Maybe commenting on the absurd in a funny way in the course of making my videos. I need to make fewer videos, but I need to maintain a presence. So I'm going to do that. But I am going to make some changes. I've talked about this before, and then I end up falling back into the same pattern. Because I look at the numbers and I look at the analytics and I see how quickly you all go away if I take a day off. I don't care. I'm not going to worry about the numbers anymore. I'm not going to worry about being the new savior of society. I'll leave that to Curry Man to make his movies. I'll leave that to Ken Berry to start their new Diabetes Association. To Sean Baker to reinvent healthcare with Rivero. To Anthony Chafee to keep harping over the fact that plants are trying to kill you. And why? I'll leave it to the younger crew. I'll leave it to the next, that next generation to save the world, or try. I'm retiring from saving the world. It's not my mission or goal anymore. I'm going to go back to the original reason why I started doing this on YouTube. And that was, look, Ma, it worked for me. Here's how I did it. These are my results. Maybe you can do it too. I think that's going to be more than enough of a contribution on my part. I am not going to engage in any conflict or debates about whether you're right, I'm right, he's right. I'm not going to do it. My main goal is going to be to reduce my anxiety caused by trying to be everything to everybody who's a potential audience for something I might do or say. I'm going to be myself. Occasionally, mostly in the name of humor, a little profanity may leak out, but that's not who I am. That's a show. That's done for effect. And the fact that so many of you just can't tolerate that and let me know in no uncertain terms and unsubscribe at the drop of a hat because I dropped an F-bomb shows how narrow-minded you really are. It says nothing about me. I know that. It says a lot about you. That's your problem. I can't fix that for you. I don't even want to fix it for you. I will continue doing my 3 live streams a week, Saturday afternoon, Tuesday evening, and Thursday evening in the private community. I would like to see that private community grow to significance. I'm going to continue to promote my Amazon links and add and search for good deals and find gadgets and products that make it easier, more convenient, and cheaper to actually do a successful carnivore lifestyle. I'm going to compromise none of my core beliefs or standards, but I'm going to fight like hell to stay away from any political or religious influence to my message. I'm going to sit alongside the rest of you while we all patiently wait to see if the human race has descended into a level of stupidity that simply just blows it all up. Something none of us is going to have individually the power to stop. And in that respect, we're all autonomous. That fact alone, that waiting for the next election, waiting for the next hurricane, waiting for the next global strife or war, waiting for that next biopsy report is a fact of life that's been my life constantly, waiting for a lawsuit to play out, waiting with uncertainty. Waiting with uncertainty is something that we all have to live with. Maybe one of the greatest causes of stress in our lives and the most unhealthy thing for us as a human animal. We can't make any of those things happen faster. We can only wait. But we can try to do the things that maybe minimize their impact on our stress levels and weigh the effects of those things we do on balance. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I will give you one example. It's the thing I get the most grief from people who feel the need to try to hurt me or find fault with me. And that is the fact that I smoke cigars, and I've talked about this. In case you're wondering why, as health conscious as I am, why I puff on these burning leaves and go through the ritual, of savoring the experience. In the final analysis, when I weigh the flood of calm and peace and contentment that comes over my body, from just doing this, and I weigh that against whatever minute, slight little health risks might come from sucking a mouthful of smoke in and puffing it out, but not inhaling it, not taking it into my lungs. Yeah, I may inhale a little secondhand smoke in my lungs, but geez, if you're worried about that, just don't go outside and breathe the air, because it's full of all that same stuff that's going to hurt you, coming out of car exhausts and everything else. When I weigh those things against each other, the benefits in pure stress relief and relaxation against the risk of, let's say, a mouth cancer or throat cancer from what may be carcinogens that are in this smoke. And I factor into the fact that with my healthy lifestyle, with my no sugar diet, that I'm actually reducing my risks of cancer to almost nothing, which greatly even increases the odds that this might hurt me. It's a no-brainer, my friends. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer because there are no calories, sugar addictive properties, or anything in doing this. It's the one thing that I can do. And it works because, number one, it keeps my mouth occupied, which means I can't be putting food in it. I'm not telling you to start smoking, and for God's sakes, don't start smoking cigarettes and sucking them down into your lungs. I'm not saying that, but I am saying if there's something that you do that's relaxing for you, that doesn't poison you, and reduces your stress, it can only be beneficial on balance. I'm tired of explaining to people or justifying what I do. None of us should have to justify what we do to anybody. That's our business if it doesn't affect anybody else. It's not our place to be judgmental. It's not our place to correct other people who don't believe what we believe or do things the way we do. It's not our place to do anything but engage or avoid, but not to try to change. I think that's been one of the thorns in my side doing this YouTube. It's been over a year. It's been 1 year. It was August the 10th, I think, that I put out my first video. Today's the 12th, so it's been 1 year. And 1 full year, you've seen me all over the place trying to figure out what I can deal with, what bothers me, what I love. You can't learn that about yourself until you experience it. Until you experience it. My growth has been great. Obviously, I'm doing something. I'm not going to be the biggest guy on YouTube. I'm not going to have the biggest following, nor do I want. I'm not going to please everybody. But my friends, I am helping. Something I'm doing is helping so many of you. And that is so heartwarming. And I do manage with your help and the current level of work that I do to actually eke out a small living from this and being proud of myself in the process. But going forward, my goals have to be stay out of conflict, do nothing that causes me additional worry or stress or anxiety. Concentrate on those things that make me happy and content. Put myself in those places where I feel like I'm among friends and am accepted as a good guy, not judged too harshly. Certainly not putting myself out there saying I'm broken, fix me. I don't need that from anybody, not at this stage. I had no idea where this video was going to go this morning. I had no idea when I started this video whether at the end of it I was going to be saying goodbye to all of you. It's been fun. I hadn't even made that decision when I started talking. What you just watched was an old guy trying to find happiness and contentment in life, having a talk with himself, trying to prioritize what's important and what isn't. Make a decision about how to proceed forward. A decision, whether you think this is strange or not, that most of us, we make minute by minute every day in our lives. As we evaluate what works and what doesn't, what upsets us and what makes us happy. We all have the same goal in life. As an animal, we want to be content and secure. We want to be loved and appreciated. We want to take the easy way, not the hard way. I have this talk with myself every morning. This morning, I let you share in it, in me talking to myself. Most of you have clicked off this video long ago, but those of you that are left, I think you get it. I think you get it. So I didn't make that decision to say goodbye. I had many mental scenarios where that might have happened this morning. I've been up since 4:30 this morning thinking about this. There's too much joy in my life right now from doing this YouTube stuff. I'm going to continue. And if some of you only come for the conflict and the rants, then I'm sorry. I'm probably going to have to disappoint you. But I can also assure you that I can't change that dramatically overnight, so don't be surprised some days. I'm going to sit here. It's a beautiful morning. Before I edit this video, I'll probably watch the whole thing on the little camera here just to make sure that I didn't miss anything that I might want to add before I start editing. I'm going to contemplate some more and think some more about the things that I'm trying to figure out for me. There's an upside and a downside to being very healthy at my age. The upside is I might have 30 years of life left. The scary downside is I might have 30 years of life left on this planet among the loonies. It's a scary thought. All my contemporaries are asleep now. They're all gone. They're taking the, as Neil Bortz used to call it, the eternal celestial dirt nap. And don't have those concerns anymore. Ask me how often I don't ask myself whether they may be better off, whether my parents may be better off. How many times do we also say, thank God my mother never lived to see this? I think it's time for me to give you all the rest of the day off. If I don't see you beforehand, I will see you on my live stream Tuesday night, but I will probably knock out a video about something about cooking, maybe tomorrow, but maybe not. So take the rest of the day off and eat meat.